All right. Why is it so low? Put this up a little high, y'all. Give me a second. All right, all right, all right. All right, we love. Give me a second, y'all. Let me share the page real quick. Jump up in here. Don't forget to hit that like button as soon as y'all enter the chat. Let me get the channel. Let me get the live. Let me send this out real quick. All right. Let me send out the live to the YouTube community. How's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody doing on this wonderful Thursday night? I messed up the thing. Oh, okay. I'll fix it in a few minutes. Let me share this to a few of my groups, y'all. Hold on a second. Okay, let me share this really quick. How's everybody doing? Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button as soon as you join the stream. Hit that like button. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy Onslaught Tree, back with another Thursday night live. How y'all doing tonight? I see we got Marlon in the building, Marlon Jones in the building. What's good? Yeah, New York style. We got Block of Time in the building. Block of Time, thanks for joining the stream. I see Jason is here as well. Jason, thanks for joining the stream. Super early tonight. Thank y'all. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, as soon as you join this live, hit that like button down below if you like these videos, all right? Today we're going to have a serious discussion. Today we're going to take a slight detour from the normal hip-hop news, conversations, talks. This still has a lot to do with hip-hop, so it's still in the realm of hip-hop. But we're just going to take a slight detour today. Today we're going to talk about addictions. Today we're going to talk about addictions, and we're going to talk about a specific addiction. We're going to be talking about marijuana addiction. Is it an addiction? Ganja, the herb, whatever you want to call it. We're going to have a chat. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about how that is affecting mostly the youth, young teens, late teens, early 20s. We're going to have a conversation about how that is affecting their early lives, moving into their adulthood lives. Is it good? Is it bad? Do you care? They living their best lives? We're going to talk about all that tonight. So before we get started, I'm going to just run through the chat, see who's here. Again, I see Jason's here. I see Marlon's here. I see Blocker is here. Sarah's in the building. I have arrived. Good night. Good night to you as well, Sarah. Sarah's in the building tonight. Shout out to the homegirl, Diamond Onyx. If you're here, if you're not, shout out to Diamond. Always appreciate you. You know how we do. Marlon Jones said, we outside in the ice cold. Ice cold, man. You in Florida, man. You got nice warm weather out there. Talking about, what's up, my guy? Jason said, what's up with the chat? Marlon says, Marlon Jones comment, weed used to be good. Now it's not natural. Blocker says, I have a new YouTube channel. Thank you very much, Blocker. Drop it in the comments. I'll definitely check it out. Marlon says, now it's become a drug because it's been stripped of all its natural process. That's a very important statement to make, because I put up a few pictures on our community page. There's a few pictures on the community page. Go take a look at them. But when you think back about when weed and marijuana first started to be used really back in the day, 70s, 80s, 90s. A lot of it was actually grown outside, grown in the fields, grown in the mountains, grown in somebody's backyards. A lot of it was getting natural sunlight, natural water falling on it, natural air. It's just growing weed used to be something that was natural. The Rastas would go out in the fields, grow it, pick it, burn it, smoke it. There was something really natural about how the process of growing weed used to be. Now you take a look at a lot of these dispensaries, weed growing farms. Go take a look at it. A lot of them are indoor. A lot of the stuff that you guys are smoking right now is grown indoors. Unnatural light. There's bulbs in there. Unnatural artificial lighting. The soil that they're in. What's in the soil? I want to ask somebody that smokes weed. Whoever, if you're a smoker, hit the comments down below. What's in the soil that they use in those dispensaries? What's in the liquids, the water that they spray on it for rain? What's in that? What chemicals are they using in the weed to get it those different colors? What's natural about a strain of weed? What is natural about that? I need the smokers to hit the chat, put us on. But today we're going to talk really about addiction. And when I say addiction, I'm not talking about the person that goes to work 5-6 days a week, wakes up in the morning, brushes their teeth, goes to their social media, have breakfast, jump in the car, go to work 8 hours, come back home, repeat it the next day, repeat it the next day. And then on Sunday, let's say they're watching the football game, they roll up one and they puff one once a week, maybe. Once a month, maybe. We're not talking about that person. We're not talking about the person that, let's say, you're a recreational smoker. We're not talking about that person. We're talking about the young teenagers. Not even 20, not even 17. Early 22, early 21, still in college, high school. We're talking about those that wake up in the morning. Before they even brush their teeth, they spark one up. Leave out the house to maybe go to school. On their way to school, they spark up another one. They're in school, lunch break, or you're going out to do play football or whatever they call it, recreation time in school. You spark up another one. School's over, maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock. You're on your way home. You're taking the subway home. You're taking the bus home. You spark up another one. You get home, eat some nice food, watch your favorite cartoon, watch your favorite show. You on your social media. Your friends come over to hang out. You spark up another one. This is who we're talking about. We're talking today about the person, the people that smoke multiple times per day. The person that is more high than on a level. That's the person we're talking about. These are the people we're talking about today. Is that good to be that high all the time? When are you on a regular, when are you here? When are you here? When are you clear-minded? Hit the chat, yo. Let me hear what y'all talking about today. I want to hear the opinions from you guys. Let me hit the chat. Let me see what's going on. Blocker Time says weed and marijuana should be banned from the streets. Oh, Blocker's going in. Banned. Oh, man. You're going to have people going crazy out there, Blocker. All right. Blocker wants to see weed and marijuana banned from the streets. Marlon Jones says, nah. The more it's legal, the less you want to smoke. Same effects of drinking. I don't think that's true. I do not think that is true, Marlon. Alcohol used to be banned back in the days, and people found ways to find alcohol. Alcohol is sold today, and there are people in my neighborhood that wake up 7, 8 in the morning and they're already out in front of the liquor store waiting for the liquor store to open. So I don't know how true that is, Marlon, but thank you for that comment. Marlon also says, now it's chemicals. They now separated the CBD from the plant, and now they got you as an addict. Okay. Whew. Okay. Blocker says, I don't drink or smoke anything, therefore I'm not a drinker and I'm not a smoker. Kudos to you, Blocker. Stay drug free, man. That's what's up. Jason has a comment. Jason says, I started smoking weed at 15. Ooh. Early bird. Alright, Jason said, I started smoking weed at 15, and after being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, not being able to eat and drink what I want, let alone taking 4 insulin needles a day, for me depressed, but I stopped eventually. Woo. Yeah, insulins and taking those needles and stuff, those are no joke. You started early. Jason started early. Now he doesn't smoke now. Thanks for that comment, Jason. Marlon says, it's like the marketing destroyed the positive part of the plant now. It's just like doing dope. There is a study that turns into deployment long-term use. Okay. Sarah says, some adults smoke every day. Say they need it to function. Let me read that again. Sarah's comment. Some adults smoke every day, say they need it to function. That scares me. I never use. So Sarah is not a weed smoker. So that is again, that's another important piece of information, right? Where some people say that they need it to function. So this is the thing that I always ask people. When you're not on anything, when you're just living life, eating regular food, drinking your water, just living life, I call it you're here. You're just living. You're not low. You're not high, right? Like anything, alcohol, pills, whatever drug, insert drug here, whatever. You take something, it's going to affect you. It's going to affect you. It's going to affect your motor skills, affect your thinking skills. It's going to affect your body. So you take any type of drug, you move from here, and you're not in your natural state. If you're driving, you may not be able to function fast. Your motor skills might slow down. That's why they tell you, don't be under the influence when driving or operating machinery. So if people say that they need it to function, right? You need to smoke to function. So you need to always be high. Abnormal. You're not normal. You're high. What happens when you don't have that chemical in you? Can you function once again? Can you get back here and be able to live as a regular person? Thank you for that comment, Sarah. That's a very interesting comment. I do hear people saying that as well. Marlon Jones says, I realize being in California where everything is legal. Yep, there's a lot of cannabis out there. All right. I smoke less cause the availability is killing the excitement. And Sarah says, prohibition. I see BLPKA is in the building. Thank you for joining. Said, who shot you? Marlon has a comment. Marlon says, tell you this much. People that meet, I used it to function because I didn't want to take anxiety pills or insomnia pills. But now it doesn't help that. There are people I've known that said that they take it for depression and stuff like that. So we're going to get into that today too. So there's a trend going on in America right now where violence is at an all-time high right now in America. All right, you turn on the news, you see what's going on in your town. You look at some videos, people are fighting at Waffle Houses. There's robberies going on left and right. There's people going into restaurants and fighting cashiers because their credit card doesn't work. You see people on the bus, transit. You look at them a certain way. Violence and anger is at an all-time high right now. What is causing this? Hit the comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say. What is causing us to be this angry all the time? Let me know. You know, whenever I think about addictions, I always think back of the days of the crack epidemic. And before that, alcohol used to be like one of the things that was outlawed. It was, the government didn't want you drinking alcohol. And alcohol was one of those drugs that first started to take a hold of people. All right? Even till this day, there's you look at some of the streets, there's a lot of alcoholics out here, and alcohol just taking over their lives, and they're not able to function regularly anymore. Some of them lose their job because they're drinking more than going to work. Some of them go to work drunk, lose their job. Some people drive drunk, lose their lives. So alcohol for decades has been an issue in America. The government went ahead and legalized it. Okay, so the government is legalized now. Now you can go to any store, pick up liquor, purchase liquor. There are still people addicted to alcohol till this day. Sometime after that, the crack epidemic hit the communities. There's a lot of fathers and mothers that were unable to function anymore because of the crack era. Some fathers never came back home. Some mothers got strung out so bad they couldn't take care of their kids. There was a time when in America they had the saying, Big Mama. Big Mama was the grandmother. When the son and the daughter, the mother and the father couldn't take care of the kids, they couldn't take care of their household, Big Mama would step in and take care of the kids. Big Mama wasn't doing those drugs. She wasn't taking those drugs. She was level-headed. So when her son got strung out, or when her daughter got strung out on one of these drugs, can't take care of the kids got to eat, kids got to get to school, Big Mama stepped in. Big Mama took care of the family. After the crack epidemic, there was a time in the 90s when pills, early 2000s too, pills took over the scene. You started going to clubs, started going to parties. Everybody was popping pills. Even Eminem made it fashionable to pop pills. Ecstasy, Molly's, everybody was doing. You go to the club and you're like, everybody wanted to get high. Go somewhere else. Take me somewhere else. Take me away from here. That became a big thing. Pills was the big thing in America. Lives destroyed. Young people just on the streets strung out on these things. Take a look now. Take a look around. Take a look around right now. Look at the celebrities. Look at the city where you live. Look at the streets where you live. Look at your circle that you're always around. Everybody smokes. And again, I don't want to talk about the 30-year-olds, the 40-year-olds, the 50-year-olds that smoke. I'm more concerned with the young teens that's doing it. They have their whole lives ahead of them. They're the ones that have to go to school now, get an education, go into the workforce, build their lives, have kids, have families. Are we building young addicts by them smoking that much weed? Again, I'm not talking about the person that smokes once a month, once a week, maybe even twice a month. We're talking about the kid that gets up every morning and does it. 2 hours later, they're blazing another one. Midday, they're blazing another one. Or 4 p.m., they blaze. Before they go to bed, they blaze. Those are who we're talking about. Are we building a nation full of addicts getting addicted to marijuana? Hit the comments down below. I want to hear what you guys got to say about this. I see Custom Designs is here. Custom Designs, thanks for joining the stream. Iman is here. Iman, thank you for joining the stream. I'm going to read a comment from Sarah. Sarah says, we have generational anger that is innate, carried over from slavery. Ooh, that is a deep, that is, ooh, Sarah's going deep. Ooh. Carried over from slavery. I'm going to get back to that. I'm going to get back to that, Sarah. That's deep. I'm going to get back to that. I'm going to get back to that one. Let me go back up and read some more comments. Marlon has a comment. Marlon says, tell you this much. No, we read that one. Marlon says, people have mental disorders and they need to be calm. We're going to talk about mental disorders in a few seconds too. Sarah says, messing with my dating life. I can't date a man who needs a weed to function. What happened when it's not available? What happens when you can't have it? What happens when you don't have it? How do you function? If someone is always high all the time, they're always here, they're always high, always living high. How do you function when you're back to normal? Can you function when you're back to normal? Sarah, thank you for that comment. Marlon says, Joe Byron shot Tupac. I don't know where that's coming from. I'm going to bypass that. BLPKA says, thanks, thank you. Marlon says, money, inflation, and territory. Iman is here. Again, Iman, thank you for joining the stream. Iman says, I haven't smoked, but in 10 years, and it was regular weed. So Iman was smoking that stuff the Rasta man was growing in the bush. Custom Design says, what's up? Thanks for joining, Custom. Marlon says, yeah, back in the days, marijuana had an Erofa head, mind, and body. Now it's just head high. Oof, okay, okay. What's going on in the chat, Custom Designs? Shout out to Custom. Marlon said, the government did it because they own 85% of the dispensaries. Let's tackle that. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Y'all not going to sit here and blame the government for this one. Hold on a second. I'm going to read that comment again. Marlon said, the government did it because they own 85% of the dispensaries. I'm not going to dispute if the government owned 85% of the dispensaries. But what I'm going to tell you is, I'm going to read something here. All right? These are 25 rappers who've turned their love for weed into a business. 25 of your favorite rappers who is making a killing off of dispensary. Let's go through a few people on this list. All right? Wiz Khalifa. It was only a matter of time before Wiz Khalifa got into the business end of one of his favorite hobbies. Sponsored by River Rock Dispensaries, the famed stoner came out with his Khalifa Kush. Your boy Wiz Khalifa has his strand. Snoop Dogg, the godfather of rap and marijuana, has invested into the business more than anyone in hip-hop. Snoop Doggy Dogg. Rick Ross. Be Real. Be Real. 3 years ago, Be Real announced he was opening a dispensary called Dr. Green Thumb. His only marijuana business venture includes his award-winning strand, Tangy. Tangy. Be Real. Let's go to some more. Method Man and Redman. The duo teamed up yet again for their well-known love of ganja, becoming spokesmen and equity partners for the Blaze Now Weed Locator app. Blaze Now Weed app. Method Man and Redman is promoting. Juicy J. In September 2016, Juicy J announced the launch of his Triple Green Suicide Strain. Triple Green Suicide Strain. Juicy J. We got Corruptors in there. Waka Flocka. Waka Flocka. You can find Waka Flocka strain Flockavelli. You can find Waka Flocka strain Flockavelli OG at his weed farm in Michigan. Waka Flocka. Migos. Chief Keef. Who else we got here? Killer Cam. We got The Game. The Game has taken advantage of California's marijuana laws in a major way. Besides being the first celebrity to become an official partner of a weed dispensary, The Reserve in Santa Era, the rapper also has his own strain that he uses in his Trees by Games productions. Your favorite artists, your favorite rappers, your favorite celebrities, they're all investing into weed strains. They're all putting money behind it. Are we creating a generation of addicts with kids that need to smoke multiple times a day? Hit the comment section down below. I'm going to go all the way down the comments and come back up, y'all. A lot of comments. Iman says, the PIF was the answer back in 04. The PIF. All right. Clayton's here. Clayton, thanks for joining the stream. Clayton says, what's up? What's up in the chat? Thank you, Clayton. Marlon has a comment. Marlon says, ask yourself, they have plants, not dispensaries. Politicians own the dispensaries. Yes, maybe the politician owned the dispensaries, but your people are the one that are putting the plants in there. Let's go through. Clayton has a comment. Clayton Phillips says, I don't think people are necessarily addicted to weed. I think it's just the feeling they get from it when they smoke. Okay, let's pump our brakes on that, what Clayton just said. I'm going to read that one more time. Clayton Phillips' comment. I don't think people are necessarily addicted to weed. I think it's just the feeling they get from it when they smoke. This is the thing, Clayton. Listen to this just for a second. Listen to this. If someone does something, there are 7 days in a week, right? There are 7 days in a week, right? If someone does something once a week, right? 7 days, 24 hours in a day, long period of time, 7 days in a week. If someone does something once a week, and for the next 2-3 weeks, they don't necessarily seem like they need it. They don't need it. They just do it, right? 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, they repeat it, right? That's not necessarily an addiction. Okay, there are 24 hours in a day. There are people that smoke multiple times per day. Every day of the year. That is the difference between someone that does something recreationally and someone that's addicted to something. If you cannot go your one day without drinking alcohol, without popping pills, without taking, if you cannot go one day without doing that, my friend, you're an addict. So I do understand what you're saying, that people like the high, they like the feel of it. But you still got to remember, how much are they doing it? Thank you for that comment, Clayton, as always. Appreciate it. Go back up in the comment. That was Clayton's comment. Marlon says, okay, but under dispensaries, they can't open their own. Is that possible? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe not. Custom Designs has a comment. Custom Design says, most times they highlight that because they want to suppress whatever issues they may be dealing with. I'm going to go into that in a second. I want to go into that. Freedom is Gold is here. Freedom is Gold. Thank you for joining the stream. Freedom is Gold says, what up, brother? Get them likes up. Don't forget, man, if you're here right now, hit that like button down below. We truly, truly appreciate it. Marlon has a comment. Marlon says, young teens act like selling weed is cool. Like being a sneaker dealer. They buy expensive. Yeah, man. Yeah. I see Triborough is here. Triborough, thanks for joining the stream. Triborough says, salute to the chat. Happy holidays, Triborough. We appreciate that. Thank you. I want to go into something. I want to go into a story that I saw some weeks ago. I was watching television some weeks ago, and there was this family, the husband, the wife, and they had a son, and they had an autistic son, right? So the news agency was doing a story on them, right? So the parents explained that they usually go on trips. They usually take their son and they go on trips. They go to visit family members, or they go driving somewhere, wherever they go, right? And whenever they would drive, the drive would be about a few hours. The drive was always a few hours, right? And again, like I said, their son was autistic. So they would explain that whenever their son would get into the car for these long drives, he would be banging back on a chair, hitting his face. You know how some autistic children act, right? And he would, and they were explaining that whenever they took those trips, it was a nightmare for them, because he would just be out of control whenever he's driving in the car, hitting his face. And they had video of it. They recorded how the trip looked, banging back on a chair, right? So the couple said that one day their neighbor made some brownies for them, some marijuana brownies. So they decided, you know what? They've been reading about medical marijuana and medical use, of how it helps certain aspects. So they gave him a piece of the brownie before they took their trip, before they went on their few hours trip. And they said that he was calm. They've never seen him like this before. He was calm through the whole ride. The little piece of brownie they gave him, It kept him calm through the whole entire ride. They were ecstatic. So from that time, for those hours that they had to drive, going and coming back, you know, they would do the same treatment with him, and he'd be calm going and coming. As per later on, you know, it would wear off, you know, and they'll be home, so they wouldn't have use for it. So they made that a normal. Whenever they would go on their trips, they would reach out to their neighbor to get the brownies so that they could give him to go on the trips. Now they can travel, everybody's happy. Here's my question to you guys. Here's my question to you guys. If the parents are giving him the brownies to keep him calm throughout the few hours that they're traveling, and then when he gets back home later on in that day, that brownie wears off and he's back to normal, are they creating a drug addict? If they give him the brownies before he goes on the trip and it calms him down, keeps him calm for those few hours, later on when that wears off, he's back to his normal self again. However he acts when he's in the home. Are these parents creating a drug addict themselves? Hit the comments down below. Let me know what you guys have to say. I see Noriega the King is in the building. Noriega the King, thanks for joining the stream. Let me hit some comments up in here. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for joining the stream. I truly, truly appreciate it. Marlon says, the environment also has something to do with it. Well, New York City is very tense. Marlon is blaming anger on New York City, y'all. Marlon's not blaming anger on any subscription or whatever they just... Marlon is blaming it on New York City. Custom Design says, Triborough, what's it looking like, homie? All right, Triborough's here. And let me go down. I got a comment from Sarah. Sarah says, if you're using something because you like the way it makes you feel, you are addicted. Ooh. If you're using something, let me read that again. If you're using something because you like the way it makes you feel, you are addicted. Let me finish the comment. But addiction can be corrected with commitment to self-care and wellness. Yes, I believe any addiction can be corrected. That is facts. That is a very good statement, Sarah. Sarah's on a roll tonight. Sarah is kicking it up, knocking it out the park tonight with these comments, man. I'm going to read that again for y'all. But that one threw me for a loop. I'm going to read that comment from Sarah one more time. If you're using something because you like the way it makes you feel, you are addicted. Whew. Thank you for that comment, Sarah. Triborough says, everyone has their vices, whether it's weed or alcohol. Just don't ever let it get the best of you and consume your life. This is the thing, Triborough. I want to ask you. I want to ask Triborough this question here. Let me ask Triborough a question. I put up the, well, when I release this video later on, I'm going to put the title up on there. I was mentioning earlier that in the 80s, well, it's the 60s, 70s, alcohol was the big thing. A lot of people's lives were affected by alcohol use. In the 80s and 90s, a lot of people's lives were ruined by crack and crack cocaine and Ready Rock and all of that stuff. I remember in the late 90s, 2000s, it was all about pills. A lot of people's lives got ruined because of trying pills and ecstasy pills. Now, I think what's going on now, I think the marijuana, the weed use. I think people are overusing it where it's in their everyday. They're using it each and every day. Here's what I want to ask Triborough. I'm going to read his comment before I ask this. I'm going to read the comment one more time. Everyone has their vices, whether it's weed or alcohol. Just don't ever let it get the best of you and consume your life. Triborough, do you think that people can ever go without having these vices? Let's say we eliminate alcohol, weed, pills. Let's say something happened. We eliminate all those things out of. Can people live their lives just normally without needing something? Excuse me. Excuse me. Without needing something in their lives? Hit the comment, Triborough. I'd love to hear your take on that. And again, Triborough, thank you for that comment. Noriega the King is here. Oh, the chat is going crazy. Diamond Onyx is here. Diamond, thanks for joining the stream. We gave you a shout earlier. Thank you that you came through. G Mafia is here as well. Let me go. I see Diamond got a comment. Where's that comment at? Let's see. Diamond had a comment. Diamond says, Bars and Noriega the King, salute. Thank you. Yes, Noriega the King is here. Shout out Noriega. Shout out Diamond in the building. Sarah is giving a Knicks update. Kemba Walker has 27 points in the first 2 quarters. Ooh, Kemba's going crazy. All right, 27 points. Shout out to the Knicks. Triborough again says Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays to everyone. G Mafia says Brooklyn Junior Mafia in the building. Oh, talking about Junior Mafia, I see Lil C's has a Vlad TV interview. I'm gonna go watch that tonight. My man C's. Shout out to C's. G Mafia says blurring slow like blunts with yayo. Peel more skins than Idaho potato. Jigger snow, the lyrical molesting that's taking place. Effing with B.I.G. it ain't safe. G Mafia, stop, man. G Mafia is straight Brooklyn, man. G Mafia is always repping Brooklyn. Shout out to G Mafia. Clayton says, yeah, I think they are making their sons a future drug addict. This question I just asked. I gave you all the story of the family that has the autistic child, that whenever he drives long trips, he's unable to control himself. It affects him. They started giving him pieces of brownies with marijuana infused, and it seems to keep him calm throughout his drives. So they've started doing that whenever they go on long drives. And the question was asked, are they turning their child into a drug addict? Will he be able to not need the brownies? Would not need the marijuana? So hit the comments down below. Custom Design says, oh wow, well, I'm a gummy bear crackhead because I love the taste. Shout out to Custom Designs. Thanks for joining. Custom Design says, makes me feel good eating them. Is it eating them or is it the... You guys are out of control tonight, man. Noriega the King on the beat again. Diamond Onyx says, stay up, peeps. Just go and tap in with a like. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the thumbs up, Diamond. You know how we do. Mahalo at you. Hope everything is good. Let me hit the bottom. Triborough says, Brooklyn. Noriega has a comment. Noriega the King says, some people use weed for a stress reliever to relax. If we're using, okay, wait, okay, Noriega. If we're using something to make us relaxed, how many times do we need being relaxed? Are we trying to relax every day? Are we trying to relax once a week? Are we trying to relax once a month? Are we trying to relax multiple times a day? Triborough has a comment. See, let me go at Triborough. Triborough says, people can go cold turkey with a little rehab. But the desire to live without devices have to be on their own. That is super true too. That is true too. People that are addicted to certain things, you can try your best to try to help them, get them to help, give them pep talks, be there for them, try to steer them away from certain things. But bottom line, like Triborough says, it's true, man. The person has to take the accountability to themselves and try to clean themselves up. No matter how much you can help, it's good to help. It's good to be there for that person, for people when they need help. But that person still has to make that step. Thank you for that, Triborough. Triborough says, Kemba on my favorite team, killing it right now. Shout out to the Knicks. Iman has a comment. Iman says, what you think about Onyx versus Cypress Hills? We're gonna definitely talk about that in the next stream. Iman, shout out to that. Happy holidays from Sarah. Everyone stay safe and encouraged always. Blocker Time says, I'm sorry for being off topic, but but do you want me to do an album firm review? Yes, Blocker, we're gonna try and stay on topic tonight. Today we really want to have this conversation. Next week we're gonna jump back to our normal scheduled program. So next week we'll be right back to that. Here's the thing, y'all. Here's the reality right now. Suicide rates are up. Mental health issues, the numbers are up. Way up. Depression, way up. Every time you turn around now, there's somebody going through depression, mental health issues. These things are way up. There has to be something causing this. This is just not, listen. I understand. You go to work is stressful. You go to school is stressful. You're trying to make it as an artist, it's stressful. You're a husband and you're trying to be faithful to your wife, it's stressful. I understand all those things are stressful. Life is stressful. But these numbers are up. How many stories you see on depression and people committing suicide and people doing? These numbers are up, way up, yo. What is causing this? Look, listen. I know some of you probably don't go out and mingle or party or hang out with a bunch of people. But marijuana use is at an all-time high, y'all. It's at an all-time high. I just told you almost everybody is smoking. Here in New York City's young teenagers wake up in the morning, on their way to school, on their way from school, while they're at school, in the park after school, later on in the day when they're hanging out in their house, down the street, going to the corner store, in the night, when they go out to the clubs, when they go to the bar. If you're always high, what is this causing to you long term? What is this causing to our children long term? We saw what alcohol does. We're still seeing today what the effect of what alcohol does to people. We saw what crack did. You saw what crack did to all those families back in the 80s and 90s. There are some people that's without fathers and mothers because their fathers and mothers were strung out and couldn't take care. Okay? Every single celebrity now has his own or her own weed strain. and are profiting from this. Some of these states, there are dispensaries all over the place. I showed you all the pictures. Most of this stuff is not even grown outside. Most of this stuff is grown in a basement somewhere. Artificial sunlight. It's not even real sunlight. These things are grown in plant pots. What's in the soil that they're growing these strains in? They have the water, the water fountains running through the basement, spraying it to give it rainwater. What is in the water? What is in those things? What are you guys smoking? Do you know? When you pick up a can, I love Vienna sausages. I'm a big Vienna sausage fan since I was a kid. I love those canned Vienna sausages. When you pick up a can of Vienna sausage and you read the ingredients of the can of Vienna sausage, you're like, oh gosh. The amount of different ingredients that's in that thing, but I don't know what's in there. Yeah, they can slap that label on that can and tell me that's what's in that can. I don't know what's in that can of Vienna sausage. Who's to know what they're putting in the soil? Are they putting fertilizer in the soil? Listen. This is the thing about fruits and vegetables and stuff that grows. If you don't know, okay? All of the nutrients from the plant, it sucks it up through the soil. I'm gonna give you all some agricultural lessons right now, okay? All of the nutrients that goes into the fruits and stuff into plants. So if you're a person that loves to eat apples and oranges and grapes and fruits, and you think those things are the freshest things in the world, no, okay? Whatever they're spraying in the air on those plants, whatever they have in the soil, the roots from those plants are sucking up all of that stuff into the plant and putting it into the fruit. Okay, so when you're eating that fruit and you think that fruit is natural, pump your brakes a little bit, okay? But anyway, these dispensaries are not even natural. The soil. We, the regular people, we don't know what's in the soil. We don't know who is producing that soil. We don't know who is sending that soil for them to grow those plants in there. How do you make a strand? Are you in a lab and you're putting different and that's not natural. You look around today, people are angry. Something's. My mother used to say, something's in the water. When you see people angry and wild and crazy all the time, something's in the water. Is weed use, is marijuana use causing a lot of these problems that we're having here today? Is marijuana use causing some of the depression that we're seeing today? Is marijuana use causing some of the suicides that we're seeing today with these young people? With people that are, like you guys said, they're taking it to get away from something. They're taking it to be... Whatever happened to teaching the children how to deal with life? Life is not easy. Life is not perfect. But you shouldn't have to take something to make you feel better about something. You have to stand up and deal with those things. Hit the comments. Let me see what y'all talking about. Thanks everyone for joining the stream tonight. Appreciate y'all. We at the 55-minute mark. We're going to get up out of here soon. Let me read a few of these comments. I see Freeman ATL. Freeman ATL. Thanks for joining the stream. Freeman ATL says, but don't ban the old grown home green, right? Okay. Freeman, thank you. Freeman ATL, thanks for that comment. Freeman ATL says, I'm going to read that again, but don't ban the old grown home green. And freedom is talking about like the natural stuff, the stuff that grows in the forest, in the yards, that has real sunlight, that has rain falling, that grows it. Natural weed, natural, not the ingrown stuff here. I just think, Freeman ATL, I think that the unnaturalness of cannabis and weed growth, I think that contributes some way to whatever's going on. There's a difference between naturally grown marijuana and homegrown marijuana that's grown in there. I just think that there is something that's going on that just it. Freeman ATL, thanks for the comment. Freeman ATL says, wow, my first live with you, but I've been subscribed a while. Thank you for coming through. We really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Sarah is laughing at the gummy bears. G Mafia says, only smoke blunts if they roll paper, if they roll proper. Oh, Biggie, that's a Biggie line. All right, I see it, G Mafia. You think you slick, All right. G Mafia says, weed is from the earth, and tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow, Friday, the movie, weed is from the earth. All right. Noriega King says, once a day. Once a day is 7 days a week. That's 7 days a week. That's 31 days in a month. That's 306. Okay. Noriega King, thank you for the comment. G Mafia says, R.I.P. Kango Kid. R.I.P. to a hip hop legend. Thank you for that, G Mafia. We got a comment from Sarah. Sarah says, we got to do better as a nation. Facts. Let me pump my brakes on that one. Facts. Facts. Sarah's comment. We got to do better as a nation. Check on each other and lift each other up. People are taking their lives and have mental lapses at the rates we have never seen before. That is true. I don't know the cause. That is and this is exactly where I am at with this as well, Sarah. I don't know what is causing the spike. Like for the last like 5 or 7 years, the mental illness trend is just going up and up and up and up and up, and something is going on where it's rapidly growing that quick. And there are a lot of younger kids, younger teens, early 20s that are going through depression at higher rates, and we definitely got to figure out why this is happening and try to assist in any way we can. Thank you for that comment, Sarah. Another comment from Sarah. Sarah says, what I do know is that we are the solution. Facts again. We can fix this. Thank you for that, Sarah. Freeman ATL says, G Mafia is silly. G Mafia got the quotes tonight. All right. Triborough has a comment. Triborough says, the weed culture is becoming more acceptable in society now. People are no longer cashing a charge for it. That is true too. Now that, and this is another thing we got to talk about too, because there are so many people that are incarcerated for weed sales over the years, that now that I see Pete in the building. Pete say pause. Shout out. Thank Pete for joining the stream. Back to Triborough. Yes, there's a lot of people that's been incarcerated for sales of marijuana use. So something needs to be done about that, because again, in the last 10 years or so, we've been seeing marijuana be legalized, and now a lot of people are making profits off of the same things that some of these people are incarcerated for doing. But yeah, it's become very acceptable now, and now that it's being legalized in a lot of states. You know, everybody was doing it before, but now that it's legalized, it's just, yeah, you're right. No longer catching the charge for that. Thank you for that, Triborough. Again, I see Pete in the building. Pete, thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate that. G Mafia said, the biggest willies smoking Phillies. G Mafia got the biggie quotes tonight, man. G Mafia is out of control, man. Block of Time said, they are not supposed to because they are kids too. So that means grown-ups should be only ones to raise kids. Grown-ups here, let's raise our kids. All right. G Mafia says nothing is natural from the weed to the crops. I can see that. I can see that. I got Cobra Craft. Cobra Craft, thank you for joining the stream. Cobra Craft says it all comes back to the failure of the family unit. Woo! Cobra Craft is going in. All right, we got a super chat. Sarah, we got a super chat from Sarah. I'm going to get to that in a second. Let me go back to Cobra Craft. It all comes back to the failure of the family unit. That is powerful. These problems begin and end in the home. That is a very powerful statement, Cobra Craft. That's a very powerful statement. I'm going to read that again. Cobra Craft. It all comes back to the failure of the family unit. Family is very important, y'all. Whether it's husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, father, mother, it's very important how you team up to raise the kids. These problems begin and end in the home. Super facts. That is super facts. Sarah with the super chat, $50. Sarah, Sarah, appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. Don't forget, y'all, if you want to support 16 Bars, there's a PayPal link down below. Hit the super chat, or you can just hit us on our PayPal, 16barshow@gmail. Sarah, again, we totally super appreciate you. Thank you for the $50 super chat. Sarah, always coming through, always looking out. Thank you very much. We're going to have a talk tonight. We're going to have a talk. Iman has a comment. Iman says, imagine smoking weed in the streets without cops around. Oh, my God. Iman got the quotes tonight. The hip-hop. If y'all missing that, that's a lot of hip-hop quotables Iman's throwing up in the chat tonight. Iman, man, I'm watching you. All right. So, again, tonight we're talking about addiction. I see Jayla just joined the stream. Jayla, thank you for joining the stream. How you doing, baby girl? Today we're talking about addictions. And again, I'm not focusing on the adults, 30s, 40s, 50s, you know, you guys. I'm not really focused on that today. We're focused on the younger generation that are coming up now, that think that it's cool to do these, to smoke every day, to smoke multiple times a day, to always be high. I know that throughout the years, whenever an accident would happen, like a car accident or any type of accident, they usually test you to see if there's alcohol in your system and other stuff. I think there needs to be a more. I think now we need to start, I think they probably have, but I think they need to start checking for marijuana as well, because most people that smoke, it affects you, okay? Your motor skills are not the same. Some people fall asleep after they smoke. Some people, it affects them in different ways. So I think once accidents, like they come on the scene and they test you for whatever it is, I think that's something that they need to look into as well, because now that everybody is really using cannabis, using marijuana, how is it affecting them when they're driving, when they're doing certain things? So that's something I would like to see implemented. So again, addictions. We're also talking about the mental illness. Numbers are up. Depression is up. Are people taking these things to come down from these depressions? But on the other hand, is this making things worse? Is being high all the time, is that causing you to be, your anxiety rushing all the time? Is that also affecting you in that way? So hit the comments. Jayla says, I miss y'all. Just been busy. Hey guys, been focused on grades. Took 6 classes this semester. 3 A+. Shout out to J Boogie to the Woogie with her school. She's doing amazing. Thanks again, Sarah, for the $50 super chat. Sarah, love you. Appreciate it. Don't forget, if you ever want to support the channel, Hit us on our PayPal, 16barsshow@gmail. Don't forget, tomorrow is Freestyle Friday. Freestyle Friday video dropping tomorrow. Yesterday we dropped the Tupac versus Ghostface. Go check out that video as well. If you have new music and you want to have your new music reviewed or reacted here on this channel, hit us up on our Gmail, 16barsshow@gmail. And I'm going to read a few more comments before we get up out of here. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for joining the chat this week. We're over the hour mark. G Mafia has a comment. G Mafia says, speaking of weed, shout out to the basement crew. Devontae Swing, Static Major, Missy, Genuine, Tweet, Timberland, and oh my God, G Mafia, man. I should have seen that coming, yo. Alright, yo. We're going to get up out of here. Next week, we'll be back to our regular scheduled program talking about all things hip-hop. Before we go, take care of yourselves out there, y'all. You know, whatever vices you have, like Triborough said in the chat, everybody has vices. Whatever vices you have, do your best to keep it under control. If you need help, if you think that you're becoming too addicted to something, reach out to somebody close to you. Seek help. Sometimes some of your best friends can help you through some of these situations. All right, so thank you all again for joining. Hit that like button down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to see y'all next Thursday. It's your boy, y'all.